Hey, what's going on? It's Dr. Gonzo Boogie here once again, and in this video I wanted to kind of do a whole overview on my DVD and my VHS collection. I feel like I've never done a really good overview video on my collection, and I'm thinking maybe some of my subscribers would like to see how I have my stuff set up and just how much stuff I have and what I have and all that. So I've been wanting to do a video like this for a while, so I'll try to go through it quick because I don't want it to go on for too long. But I'm going to start off here with my DVD shelf, and then I'll show this shelf I have over here, which has more DVDs and some tapes on it and some other stuff on the top too. And then last I'll show my VHS shelf. And I'll try not to go too in-depth into anything, but I'll just try to give you guys a basic idea how I have my stuff organized and laid out and everything. So this first row in my DVD shelf is mostly directors, like my favorite directors. I have my Stanley Kubrick films right here. I'm only missing some of his earlier movies and Eyes Wide Shut. Then my Ridley Scott collection, which I have with my Alien collection, the 3-disc of Blade Runner, one of my favorite DVDs I own. And then I have, after Ridley Scott, I have my David Cronenberg films. I've got the Criterion edition of Videodrome and the regular edition of Videodrome, because I always really liked how they used the movie poster for the cover on this. And then Scanners, Dead Zone, The Fly, and I also have David Cronenberg's The Fly 2-pack next to my Vincent Price 2-packs. I just thought they looked cool next to each other. Then after Cronenberg, I have my George A. Romero collection, which is just the zombie trilogy he did. I have a couple multiple copies of Dawn of the Dead, and then I have Day of the Dead, of course, and then Night of the Living Dead and the remake of Night of the Living Dead. And then also I have Creepshow 1 and 2 on DVD. And then after that I have my whole Halloween and John Carpenter collection. I have a couple different editions of Halloween. This one I just picked up recently. It has this cool holographic cover. It's like real out of print and rare, so I was glad to pick that up for a good price. Alright, and then the next shelf, second shelf, I have the Friday the 13th collection at the beginning. This is just one of my favorite movie franchises ever. I just love the Friday the 13th series. I have a couple of the new deluxe editions on DVD, but mostly I just have the older Paramount releases. And I got the New Line Cinema ones and the remake Nightmare on Elm Street films, which I'm missing part 4 right now, but I'm just trying to find it in one of these cases, one of the Warner Brothers Snap cases, and lately I just have not been able to find it at all. So once I find it somewhere, I'm going to buy it, and then I'll have the whole collection. And I have some of my Wes Craven films, Last House on the Left, Hills Have Eyes, Swamp Thing, and Scream. And after that is my Evil Dead collection, which I love. I love buying different editions of the Evil Dead films. Probably my favorite of Part 2, the Anchor Bay release with the skull poster on the front. And then after the Evil Dead films, I have my Dario Argento collection, which most of his films I have the Anchor Bay editions of, and some of them you can't get on Anchor Bay, so I'll have to buy those ones anyway. Then I also have my other Italian horror movies too, like my Lucio Lucy and my Lamberto Bava collection at the end. And I also have Cannibal Holocaust up there too. that was one of the Italian cannibal movies that was sort of popular at the time for exploitation films. So yeah, I love my Dario Argento collection, but one day I hope to get the 3-disc of Suspiria. Right now I just have the 1-disc Anchor Bay edition, which I really like. For some reason I like the cover on this a lot. I'll get the glare off. I just think it looks really cool. And it has a cool insert too. Right, and then the third row in my DVD collection it's basically just horror movies in chronological order as best as I can put them, really. So it starts off with Texas Chainsaw Massacre and my Tobe Hooper collection, which I have up to Poltergeist. So the first part of this is like a lot of my 70s horror movies, and then The Exorcist and its sequels, which I don't think are good at all. I don't think The Exorcist has ever had a good sequel. The first one is one of the best horror movies in my opinion, and none of the sequels live up to it at all. And then, like I said, just a lot of 70s horror movies right here. Legend of Boggy Creek, Wicker Man, Thriller, Spit on Your Grave, Alice Sweet Alice, American Werewolf in London, the first 3 Phantasm movies, and then American Werewolf in London. This is actually one of my favorite movies ever too, American Werewolf in London. I have the 2-disc edition of it also. And then it goes into, after American Werewolf, it goes into a lot of my 80s horror movies. My Bloody Valentine, Terror Train, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Anchor Bay 2-pack, which is out of print. My Return of the Living Dead series, Reanimator, House 1 and 2. And I wish I had House 2 and Anchor Bay edition. I actually have like the re-release of that. And then my Hellraiser films, which I only have 3 of them right now. Then the 4th row is my horror movies continued. The Dentist and Night of the Demons. I love Night of the Demons. And then after that, my horror movies end here with Wizard of Gore, which is my most recent horror movie. Like this came out in 2008 or something like that. Came out pretty recently, so that's at the end there. And then my science fiction films start. And I have a lot of classics right here. The Day the Earth Stood Still, War of the Worlds, The Thing from Another World, Them, Forbidden Planet, Logan's Run, which has a glare on it, but Logan's Run is a pretty cool 70s sci-fi dystopian movie. Got a couple of the Planet of the Apes films, Barbarella, and then I got Highlander 1 and 2, Terminator, Predator films, AVP, The Blob remake, which I think is pretty good too. And then after that, that's the end of my sci-fi films. I just have some, I would say, just random films, like dramas and stuff like that, action films. I have, like Taxi Driver, Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Apocalypse Now, Scarface. And then the last row in my DVD shelf is a lot of my TV shows. So I got Night Gallery, which I gotta pick up some Twilight Zone to go along with that. I got the Whole Tales from the Dark Side series. Some like cartoons and stuff I used to watch a lot when I was a kid, which I still like to watch now, like Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I have the first 2 movies on DVD. And this is my Power Rangers collection, which is pretty big. I have all of the Mighty Morphin seasons and Zeo on DVD. Then I have the box set, which goes all the way up to Lost Galaxy. And I just have some random Power Ranger tapes, the 2 movies, the Power Rangers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie and Turbo. And then just some random shows and at the very end here, I just have some of my comedies thrown in there because I had a little bit of room left. So I got like Monty Python's Holy Grail, Blues Brothers, Naked Gun, and stuff like that. So that was my DVD shelf. So I'm going to actually make this a two-part video, and in part 2 I'll show my VHS shelf and my other DVD and VHS shelf off, and some of my other memorabilia I have too I'll try to talk about.